So X-ray vision, rigged shuffling machines, and decoy cell phones, all high-tech methods the FBI says NBA stars and the mafia used in this gambling scandal that's rocking the sports world. In the crosshairs, big names like Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups, a basketball Hall of Famer, accused of teaming up with mobsters in this complex illegal poker scheme. Two men who spent a lot of their careers investigating the mob, former FBI agent Richard Frankel and former NYPD Chief of Detectives Bob Boyce. Guys, great to have you. Bob, let's start with you. You knew a lot of these names as you looked at the indictment. Tell me who stands out to you and what do you make of this?
So you look, it's really interesting. It's two schemes in one sweeping indictment. So there's a lot to unpack here with this thing. And there's 13 mob associates or members. So let's start at the top of the indictment. Ernest Aiello. He's reported to be a Bonanno Maid member, a Bonanno soldier. And then you have Angelo Ruggiero Jr. His father was Quack Quack Ruggiero of the Gambinos. And then you have Nicholas Minucci, otherwise known as Fat Nick, who was a Gambino soldier or associate. We're not sure if he's man or not. He did time in jail for a hate crime in 2006 in Howard Beach. It was very notable. The same names keep coming up here all the time. And now this one's a son. So this is really a big case, and it's very interesting and complex, like you said.
And just listening to the nicknames, Rich, associates of the Bonanno, Gambino, Lucchese, and then the Genovese crime families, all alleged to be involved here. Who do you remember? Who stands out to you?
I was on the Gambino squad for 5 years and went after the leadership of the Gambinos, members of the Gotti family, and then moved on to other positions where we were going after all the families. It's the FBI, while it has drawn back, I think, on its investigations of organized crime, this case does show that organized crime still is in their crosshairs, and that they are going after these large-scale, organized crime, racketeering, influence, corrupt organizations, basically. And what's very interesting is that it's actually the same thing that they've been looking at probably since the FBI was born with organized crime. It's loan sharking, it's gambling, it's violence, it's extortion. That's the bread and butter of the mob. Sometimes they'll go in different directions, drugs, other things, but somehow they always come back to their bread and butter.
So let me ask you about that, Bob. You oversaw all these mob cases involving murder, drug trafficking. What do you think about the bread and butter crime here, this gambling scheme, and especially partnering up with, NBA coaches and players?
Well, this is their stock and trade. It's the mob is a corrupter. It's a corrupter of society, unions, whatever, big businesses, and also national pastimes. We've seen this from the beginning of time, which is exactly right. This is just changed. It's just a little more high tech now when you see what they were doing. But they were cheating on poker games, and they had notable people who had a lot to lose, and they got to get down too. What's really interesting is the prop bets here. Because I'm not a gambler, but you study these things and you pick up on things. Well, it's a side bet basically under the what the player does, the individual player, and that's why I think Mr. Rozier has the issue here. It's him underperforming because over and under, he's always going to do the under because he can control that. So he's up against it. Now, all these folks are innocent until proven guilty, but there's a lot to unpack in this indictment. 13 members of organized crime affecting the NBA, one of our biggest sports in the country.
And Rich, you heard Bob mention Quack Quack. Apparently, we've now learned he was called that because he talks so much. So, Rich, let's talk about how the FBI nails cases like this and who you think ratted these guys out.
Yeah, it could be one of several different methods that the FBI, and maybe all of them, they definitely go for informants, cooperating witnesses. I'm sure that they were talking to somebody involved in the case. It could have been victims, or it could have been, as I said, low members of organized crime or of this conspiracy. They also, like I just mentioned, victim might have come to them and actually turned them on to this case. So they use the different methods that are out there. Plus, as we know or we've heard, the DraftKings, these companies that do online betting, they are victims here, but they may have seen something in their algorithms. As Bob just said, these are different types of bets, and because of the different types of bets, the algorithm may have keyed them into it, and then they came to the FBI.
Great insight, Rich, Bob. Thanks, guys.